Vinyasa sequence. It's from the primary Ashtanga Vinyasa flow. We're going to start in Tadasana, mountain pose, to set our intention and to bring ourselves grounded. So for a change, we're going to start standing. So come up to a standing position, first noticing your feet. Drawing your attention down to your feet. Spread the toes wide. Root the toes into the earth. Feel the lift of the inner arches of the feet. Feel the connectedness, the groundedness of your feet into your mat, into the earth. Then flowing up to your legs, taking your attention up to your legs. Engage into the thighs. Lift the kneecaps upwards. Squeeze and lift the kneecaps. Connect into your pelvic area. So connect with the pelvic tilt. So checking, is it over forwards or backwards? So neutralize the pelvic tilt. Draw in Mula Bandha, zip it in and up your pelvic floor. And then drawing navel to spine, engage in your Uddiyana Bandha. So Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, beginning to engage. Roll the shoulders back and down. Energize all the way to the fingertips. Shoulders flow away from the ears, drop away from the ears. Chin slightly tucked towards the chest. And now close your eyes. Feel the length of the spine. Feel the crown of the head reaching up to the sky. And begin to notice your breath flowing. Your breath, your prana, your life force. Feeling the air enter through the nostrils, flowing down to the lungs, all the way down to the abdomen. Exhaling, releasing, letting go. Inhaling light and energy. Exhaling anything that doesn't serve you. Beginning to breathe in for 4. And out for 4. In for 4. Ujjayi breath out for 4. Swirling the prana, the life force in the back of the throat. Keep that breathing pattern. Connect with your breath, the anchor into the present moment. Where you feel the breath strongest, focus your attention there. And now let's take a single Om together to join our vibrational energy together. Om. And now picture on a breath in the energy flow from your feet all the way up to the top of your head. So breathing in for 4, the energy from your feet to the top of your head. And as you exhale, picture this energy flow from the top of your head down to the palms of your hands and your fingertips. Inhale, lift the energy up to the top of the head. Exhale, flow the energy down to your hands, flowing through the arms. 2 more of those. So inhale from the feet up to the top of the head. Exhaling, visualizing the energy flow to the fingertips. 1 more energy sweep. And now setting an intention. I am. Picking your intention, something that really resonates deeply with you. Make your intention really clear and definite. Picture it in your mind's eye. And repeat it 3 times, either out loud or to yourself. In this present moment, in the present tense. Really embody and bring your intention to life here and now. Gently opening up the eyes and bringing your hands together in Atmanjali Mudra to your heart center. Coming to stand at the top of your mat. We're going to take 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, sweep the arms wide, lift the hands up to the sky, look up to your thumbs. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold deeply, swan dive down. Breath in to come up to your fingertips. Squeeze navel to spine. Plant the hands and take a gentle step into plank. Really dome the space between the shoulder blades. Squeeze navel to spine. Exhale, drop the knees. And then gently sliding the heart through the hands. Taking a gentle Salambasana. Push into the hands, squeeze navel to spine. Tabletop, tuck the toes. Downward facing dogs. Let's spend 5 breaths here, pedaling out the legs. So starting gently with our flow. Soften into the shoulders, the arms, and take your drishti to your navel, and your navel lifts up to your spine. So engage in Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha, pelvic floor lifts. On your next breath in, bend the knees, bring the thighs towards the belly, look to your hands. Exhale, step your hands up to the top of the mat. Then taking a breath in, come into that half lift, gaze forwards, heart lifts. Exhale, fold deeply over the legs. Root the feet, squeeze into the thighs, sweep the arms wide, inhaling to Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, flowing down. Swan dive down gently over the legs. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Scoop the belly up, flat back. Plant the hands, exhaling, stepping into plank. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale, Salambasana. Exhale, Bidalasana, tuck the toes. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Let's sway the hips side to side. Full Ujjayi flowing breaths. Ocean sounding, victorious breath. Feel your prana, your life force flow through you. One more breath in and out. Then inhale onto the tips of the toes. Bend the knees, look forwards. Exhale, step up to the top. Breath in, half lift. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Forward fold. Inhale, arms wide. Then lift your gaze up to your thumbs. So Urdhva Hastasana. One more. Exhale, flowing down. Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Plant the hands, step the feet back into plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Ashtanga Pranam. Inhale, Salambasana. Exhale, transitioning into Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Hold it still here for 5 full breaths. Drishti to navel, navel to spine. Feel the length in the backs of the legs. Sending the heels down towards the mat. And feel as though you're trying to point your tailbone up to the sky. Really lift the tailbone up to the sky. Feel that stretch in the backs of the legs. Deep Ujjayi breaths. On your next breath in, to bend the knees, thighs to belly, gaze forwards, exhale, stepping lightly to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, up to the top, up we go. And then sending the hips forwards and the arms back. Take a gentle micro back bend here, and then exhale back to Samasthiti here. Closing the eyes for a moment. Feeling the warmth in the body. Your anyi, the warmth in your belly. The energy flow through you. Into Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Lifting the arms up towards the sky, either hands separate or you can bring the hands together, your choice. Exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, transitioning your way into plank. So either stepping or jumping. Dropping down. Chaturanga Dandasana or knees, chest, chin, your option. Into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Big breath in, kick the right leg to the sky, step it forwards. Drop the back heel, coming to Virabhadrasana for one breath. Follow your drishti to your hands. So your hands and your gaze work together. Exhale, frame the front foot. Inhale, plank. Lower it down. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Kicking right leg to sky. Exhaling, then inhale as you come into your warrior one. Follow your hands with your gaze. Exhale, frame the front foot. Inhale, plank. Choosing your way to transition down. If you need to come onto the belly, to come up into upward dog, do that. Then exhale, navel to spine. Downward facing dog, 5 breaths. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. On your next breath in. Knees to belly, gaze forwards. Exhale, hop, step or jump up. Half lift. Inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, chair pose. Squeeze into the thighs, legs together. Feet together. Look up to that space between the hands or bring the hands together. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Plant the hands, hop, step to the back, and exhale to lower. You can lower all the way down if you need to. And then inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. You don't have to do Chaturanga. Inhale, right leg to sky, step it forwards. Exhale, drop the back heel. Then inhale, warrior one. Frame the front foot. Into plank. Lower down, Chaturanga, or lowering to the floor if you need to. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Breath in, left leg to sky. Step it forwards. Exhale. Drop the back leg, heel down. Inhale into warrior one. Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, frame the front foot. Inhale, plank, transitioning your way, either taking Chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Your choice. Exhale. Downward facing dog. 5 breaths. So always listening to the body. Don't cause any unnecessary strain where it's not needed. It doesn't serve you. Flow with your breath and your body your way. 2 more deep breaths here. Then inhale to get ready to transition to the top of the mat. Exhale, hop, step or jump up. Inhale, half lift, really scoop the belly up, lift the heart. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into chair, Uttanasana. Scoop the navel to spine. Last one, exhale into Uttanasana. Half lift on the inhale. Plant the hands, exhale as you lower. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Kicking the right leg to sky, exhaling as you step forwards, inhaling to come up to your warrior one. Framing the front foot, exhale. Plank, inhale. Exhale, lower. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, step it forwards. Drop the back heel. One big breath in as you come into warrior one. And exhale, frame the front foot. Plank, inhale. Exhale, lower. Up dog, inhale. Lift the heart and gaze. Exhale, squeeze navel to spine. Draw the hips back, down dog. Take a nice deep full breath here. Open the mouth and sigh the breath out. Let it out. Deep breath in. Sigh the breath out. Lion's breath now, so sticking the tongue out, gaze to the third eye. Inhale, bend knees, look forwards. Exhale, hop, step, jump lightly up to the top. Breath in, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Then inhaling into chair. Going to hold Uttanasana for 5 breaths. Just draw navel to spine. Really engage your Uddiyana Bandha. Squeeze the thighs towards each other. Look up between the hands. You can bring the palms together if that feels comfortable. 2 more steady breaths. Then separating the hands, reach the arms forwards into Ardha Uttanasana. So dropping the bottom back as though you're sitting on an imaginary chair. Nice long neck. Gaze your drishti between the hands. 5 breaths. Big breath in. Exhale, plant the hands down to the floor. Taking the peace fingers, then hooking them around the big toes. Separate the feet a little bit, hip distance apart. Take a lovely breath in to lift and lengthen the spine. And then exhale as you fold down over the legs. Tension removed from the head. Nod it yes. Shake it no. No tension in the neck. Draw some circles if you wish with the head. Soft arms, soft shoulders. Crown of the head drawing down towards the floor. 2 more breaths. Padmasana. Inhale to come halfway up, straightening the arms and then sliding the hands under the feet. The palms of the hands facing up, connecting with the sole of the feet. So your toes are literally tickling your wrists. Breath in, inhale. Look forwards, exhale. Fold down over the legs. Little bend into the elbows. If you need to bend into the knees to feel the sense of the belly landing on the thighs, then bend into the knees. Don't lock out the knee joints. Always keep a tiny micro bend into the knee joints. Closing the eyes if it helps to keep the focus and attention inwards. Steady Ujjayi breaths. 2 more. On your next breath in, lift the gaze slightly and slide the hands from underneath the feet. Take your hands to your hips. And then on a breath in, bend the knees and then pull yourself slowly, slowly up to Tadasana, mountain pose. Roll the shoulders back and down. Realign the spine. And ground the feet back into the earth, Parabandha. On a breath in, taking a big step out with your left foot. We're going to come into Trikonasana. So line the feet up centrally on your mat. So we're going left foot forward, so the right foot turns in. Check your hips. We want to have the bottom tucked under, so you're not sticking in the bottom at the back. So tuck the pelvis under, then reach the arms out to the side. Inhale. Exhale, start to reach with your left hand as far over to the left as you can. So you're jutting your right hip out to the side. And then bringing the left hand down somewhere to land on the inner calf or towards the ankle. 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Imagine yourself between 2 planes of glass. Look up to your top hand. Bring that right shoulder back. Tuck the bottom under. Squeeze the thighs towards each other. 3 more steady breaths here. Lifting your hand up to your heart center. Right hand remains lifting up to the sky. Then arms alongside the ears. And then bringing your arms to parallel to the earth to come up. Pivot your feet so that now your right foot's forwards and your left foot's turning in. Big breath in. Exhale, reach to the right so the right hand is being pulled over as far as it can. Jutting the left hip out, keep the bottom tucked under, and then placing the right hand down to land as low as it can without compromising, bringing the chest down. So you want to keep the chest lifted. Imagine yourself between those two planes of glass. Look up to your top hand, so lift your drishti up to your top hand. Hands to heart center. Lift into the side waist, arms alongside the ears. Reach, reach, reach. Windmill the left arm down, arms parallel. Coming back to upright. Taking your hands to your hips, taking a little step in with the left foot. And we're coming into pyramid pose now. So sending the hips to face your front of your mat. So the right foot forwards, left foot is at a 45-degree angles. So reverse prayer or clasp opposite hands with the elbows. Sorry, opposite elbows with the hands. So choose the bind of the hands, roll the shoulders back and down. Breath in, lift and lengthen. Exhale, folding down over the right leg. Padmasana. So jut that right hip back and the left hip forward. Drishti to your big toe, roll the shoulders back and down, keep the shoulders away from the ears, so don't hunch the shoulders by the ears. 2 more steady breath, really scoop the belly up. On a breath in, come halfway, release the arms to the side. Take your left hand to the outside of the right foot, right hand onto the right hip, roll the right shoulder back. We're coming into Parivrtta Trikonasana, revolve triangle. If you feel comfortable, lift the right arm to the sky, squeeze into the belly, squeeze the thighs towards each other, lift your gaze to your top hand. 2 more breaths. On a breath in, and then exhale, look down to your front foot, lower the top arm onto the right hip, hand onto the hip, left hand onto the left hip. Inhale to come up, step the left foot forwards, and then take the right foot back. Padmasana on the other side, so sending the hips to face forwards. Your feet are hip distance apart this way, and not too long a stance the other way. So choosing your bind of the hands, reverse prayer, or clasping opposite elbows. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, folding down over the front leg. Drishti to big toe. Right hip sends forwards, is sent forwards, and then left hip back. Shoulders away from the ears. Steady breaths. Steady breath, steady mind. Single pointed focus. Here and now. Inhale to lift halfway. Release the bind of the arms, send the arms out to the side. And then right hand comes across the outside of the left foot. Left hand onto the left hip. Roll the left shoulder back, scoop the belly up, squeeze the thighs towards each other, really activate into the legs. And then lifting the left arm up to the sky. Look up to your top hand. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, look down to your front foot. Lower the left hand down. Hands onto the hips. Slowly coming up, step your feet together. Taking a big breath in. We're going to step back with the left foot. Taking a nice wide stance this time as we come into Virabhadrasana 2. So warrior 2. Breath in, arms reach to the side. Look to your front left hand. Exhale, bend into the front leg, the left leg. So check your knee is tracking nicely over towards your ankle. It's not rolling in. So keep that knee back. The knee does not go beyond the ankle. If it does, you need to widen the feet further apart. Sinking into the hips, soften into the face, into the shoulders. Soften into the moment with a smile. Two more breaths here. Forearm comes to thigh. And then windmilling that right arm to reach diagonally away from the right foot. Hold on to something precious in that left hand, or take the left hand down towards the left ankle. Lifting your gaze up to the sky. Up to the top hand. Big breath in. Exhale, look down to your front foot. Windmill that right hand down. Coming back to warrior two, then straighten the left leg. Transition over to the other way. So now we're going to turn the left foot in, the right foot out. And sinking down into the right leg. So bending into the right leg. Checking in on that knee. Stacking it above the ankle. And also sticking your bum out behind you. So really tuck it under. Sink down a little lower. Soften the face. Arms parallel to the earth. Look with your drishti to your front hand. Smile on the face. Courageous heart, courageous warrior. Uttanasana. Reaching the left arm diagonally away from the left outer foot. So diagonal line now. Lifting your gaze up towards your top hand. Hold something precious in the right hand, or take the right hand to sink a little lower down towards the ankle. Steady Ujjayi breaths. Windmill that left arm down and round. Straighten up into both legs. Look to your front mat of the mat and step the feet back together. 2 breaths here. Then stepping the left foot back. Be on the ball of the back foot. Hands to heart center. And then taking the left elbow at the outside of the right knee. Spinning the chest up to the heart. So you're revolving the chest so that the heart joins the hands. Look over your right shoulder. Squeeze into the left thigh. Drive the left heel back. Steady Ujjayi breaths. 2 more. On a breath in. Transitioning round, keeping your hands into the heart center space. So now you're left foot forwards, right foot back, and you're on the ball of the back foot. Squeeze into that thigh. Leaning forward so you can hook the right elbow across the left knee. And then rotating the chest so that the heart comes to the hands. Looking over your left shoulder, really squeeze into the right thigh, lift it away from the earth. Squeeze navel to spine. Keep engaging, keep the abdominals tight. 2 more steady breaths. On a breath in, releasing the right elbow from the left knee. Pivoting round to face the front of the mat. Step your feet together back to Tadasana, mountain pose. Take some steadying breaths here. Just noticing how you feel. how the body feels. So noticing the sensations without criticism or any wish to change in any way. Feeling the heart beating strong and the energy flowing freely through you. Hands onto the hips. Take a big step out now. With parallel feet, feet pointing forwards. So the outer blades of your feet line up parallel to the short ends of your mat. Inhale, lift and lengthen into the chest, into the spine, look up. Exhale into Padmasana. Padmasana. So starting first, clasping the hands together and reaching the arms up to the sky. The hands lift as the crown of the head drops down towards the mat. And separate the feet a little wider if it feels comfortable. And dropping the crown of the head towards the floor as you lift the arms up towards the sky. 2 more deep breaths here. Then reaching your arms, fingertips or peace fingers around the big toes. I have a very slippery mat today. So make sure you have your feet really well grounded. And when you're reaching the peace fingers around the big toes, you can lift the elbows up to the sky. Two more breaths here. On a breath in, bring your hands to center, heel toe the feet a bit closer together. Then hands to hips. And then inhale to come safely up back to standing. Look to the front of your mat. Step the feet together back to mountain pose. Vrikshasana, tree pose. Starting with the right leg as the supporting leg, so really grounding the foot into the earth, big toe pushing in. Find a spot on the floor for your drishti, your gaze. And then taking your hands in front of your left knee, draw your left knee up towards your chest. If you want to, you can drop down and give your knee a welcoming kiss. Hello. A greeting. Then choosing the place for your right foot to land. Toes to earth if it needs be. Even to the calf or above the knee. Remember, there's no competition, no ego, no judgment. Taking your hands to your heart center. Reaching the arms to the sky. Steady, even breaths. Steady trunk. Engaging into the Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha locks. Strength and stability. And then exhale, reaching the left foot forwards. Squeeze into the thigh. And then lowering it down. Legs a shake. Over to the other side. So left foot grounded. Right knee comes into chest. Keep that focus on the drishti spot on the floor. Greet your knee. Hello. Foot to land where it needs to. Hands to heart. And then lifting your prayer hands to the sky. Three more steady breaths. If you wobble, then wobble. It's okay. It's all good. Hands back to heart. Extend the right foot forwards. Give the thigh a squeeze. And then lower the leg down. Give the legs a shake. We're going to vinyasa to seated. Inhale, sweep the arms wide. Lift up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive gracefully down into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Plant the hands, hop, step or jump back. Exhale, knees chest to chin. Or chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Down dog, exhale. And then stepping the feet forwards or jumping the feet forwards into cross-legged. And then extending the legs together into Dhanarasana. Draw navel to spine, so your two bandhas, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, and then chin to chest, Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha, all together for Maha Bandha. Roll the shoulders back and down. Imagine you're pushing your back against the wall behind you. If you need to bend the elbows, bend the elbows. Press the hands into the earth. Press the backs of the legs into the earth. Flex the feet. 3 more steady breaths here. Ujjayi breaths. Inhaling to sweep the arms up to the sky, lift up. Exhale to slowly hinge from your hip creases to reach towards the feet. Hooking the peace fingers around the big toes. Uttanasana. Inhale. Exhale. Folding down over the legs. Really squeeze navel to spine. Belly lands to the thighs. And then the chest. And then lastly the head. Two more breaths here. Inhale to come up a little bit. Release the toes and then take the hands to the outside of the feet. So you're taking hold of the outer blade of the feet. This is Padmasana B. Inhale, lift and lengthen, then exhale, fold down again over the legs. Spaciousness under the armpits, elbows away from the legs. Soften with every exhale, releasing, letting go. A little squeeze into the thighs, and then release down. On your next breath in to slowly come up. We're coming into Uttanasana next, so hands reach back, but point the fingertips forwards. So reaching back behind the bottom, point the toes. And we lift the hips up to the sky. 5 deep breaths. Lift your gaze. Now, if this is not comfortable for you, then you can bend your legs. So bent knees, feet hip distance apart, and come into a reverse tabletop position. So either bent legs or straight legs. Uttanasana. 3 more steady breaths. Squeeze into the belly. Squeeze into the glutes and thighs. Exhale, release down. Give the wrists a little shake out. And a little squeeze. Coming into Navasana. Boat pose. So first the hands behind the knees. 5 steady breaths here. Chest lifts, gaze lifts. And then we Vinyasa. So folding the feet under. Jump back or step back into plank. Exhale, lower down. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, tuck toes, exhale. Hop, step or jump the feet forwards. Into boat number 2. Extending the legs this time. 5, 4, 3. Squeeze into the belly. 2, 1. Cross the legs, roll forwards. Hop, step or jump back. Exhale, lower. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Jump the feet forwards or step the feet forwards back into boat number 3. This time take some little twists. 10, 9, 6, 5, 4, smile. 3, 2, 1. Cross the legs. Roll over onto the knees, press the hands into the mat, exhale into your plank, lower down, inhale up, down dog, exhale. Jump the feet or step the feet forwards, extend the legs. Extend the right leg, left leg is bent, and the foot a hand's distance away from the right leg. Press your right hand into the floor. Coming to Marichyasana, we're going to reach the left arm up and then reach it towards the right foot. Then we're going to wrap the left hand behind the back and grab hold of the left hand, or use a strap if this is not possible. Inhale, lift and lengthen. You can have the left buttock lifted off the floor. Exhale, folding down over the right leg. Drishti to the big toe. Squeeze into the right thigh. 3 more breaths. Inhale to lift. And then twisting round. Taking the twist the other way. So right elbow hooks across the left arm. You can take the left hand behind the back. Squeeze into that right leg. Keep it strong. Look over your left shoulder. Release. Take a little counter twist over towards the right. And then we go over to another boat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Into half boat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to Vinyasa and do Marichyasana on the other side. So this time the left leg is forwards. We're going to bring that right foot in, hand distance away from the left leg, left hand to the mat. Inhale, right arm up to the sky, reach forwards and wrap the right arm behind and around the left right leg. Reach the left hand forwards and then wrap it behind the back. Clasp the hand or your strap. Lift and lengthen, then exhale, fold. Drishti to your big toe down to the shin. Squeeze and lift navel to spine. The right buttock can lift off the mat. Keep the left leg fully engaged and that left foot flexed. Inhale to release. Then twisting around the other way. So there's a couple of choices here. Some people bind like this around the leg, depends how slippery your leggings are. Or you can take the arm and take it over the right leg. Wrapping the right arm behind the back. If you're taking this option. Or be binding across the knee. Keep the left leg fully engaged. Keep the left foot flexed. Drishti to the far right. And slowly release. Taking a little twist, counter twist over to the left. Back to center. And then bringing the feet into Baddha Konasana. So feet together, open the feet like you're opening a book to open up into the hips. Big breath in. Lengthen the spine. Exhale as you hinge down forwards over the feet. It is possible to do this sitting on a block if this feels a little more comfortable for you. So you can take yourself onto a block and then tilting forwards that little bit more with the hips elevated. So you can give that a try. Keep the muscles of the face softened, the shoulders softened. 2 more deep breaths. And now allow the shoulders to round forwards. Dropping the head down towards the floor. You can take your feet a little bit further away this time. Three more deep breaths. So you have a bit more of a diamond shape space inside the legs. Padmasana B. Now coming into Dhanarasana. So lifting up and then rolling down onto your backs. As we come into bridge. I'm going to do 2 bridges. On the second one, you can come into a full wheel, if that is in your practice. So rolling down slowly onto your backs, bring the heels in towards the buttocks, feet hip distance apart, placing the hands into the floor. Your fingertips, hands next to your heels. Inhale, you start to tilt the pelvis up towards the sky. Lift the hips up. And as you lift up onto the shoulders, tuck the shoulder blades towards each other, squeeze into the thighs. 5 deep belly breaths. You can clasp the hands underneath. Wiggle the shoulders a little closer. Press the little fingers into the mat. Exhale, release down. You can hug your knees to chest if you need to. And take 1 more of those bridges. Or you can come up into a full yogi wheel. With the heels lifted if you want. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lowering down slowly. Hug knees to chest. Into the finishing sequence section. But first taking a forward fold. So lengthen the legs, inhale, lift and lengthen the arms to the sky, then hinging forwards. This is just so we can stretch the back in the opposite direction. So it's your choice to hold on to the big toes or the outer blades of the feet. 5 breaths here. Inhale to come up. And then into Salamba Sarvangasana. So rolling over onto your backs. Do not move your head from side to side once you're in shoulder stand. So planting the hands into the floor, coming up onto the shoulders. Take your knees onto your forehead to rest them there. Then wiggle the elbows nice and close and take the hands into the lower back to form a nice support. And then lifting the legs to the sky. 10 to 15 steady breaths here. Draw navel to spine. Pointing the toes or flointing, your choice, whatever feels best. Do not move the head. Keep the head completely still. And when you've completed your 10 breaths, keep supporting the lower back as you slowly bring the legs down overhead into Halasana. Clasping the hands together, reach the arms away from in the opposite direction. Squeeze the thighs, so lifting the legs away from the head. 5 breaths. Keep engaging into the Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandhas. Dropping the knees alongside the head, squeezing the knees into the ears, and taking the arms behind the knees if it feels comfortable. Or you can extend the arms away for you for Tadasana with the palms facing down. And then using your arms as brakes, to lower the legs down as we transition into Matsyasana fish. So lowering down through the spine, vertebra by vertebra. Using the abdominals to lower the legs, nice and slowly, point the toes. So the legs drop down, nice and slow. Push into the elbows and then wiggle your elbows close together and then take a breath in as you open the chest, open and lift the heart. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and then dropping the head slowly back down, the crown of the head back down towards the mat. 5 deep breaths. Matsyasana, fish pose. 2 more deep breaths. Taking a breath in. When you're ready, lifting the head slowly and then slowly look to your feet. Wiggle the elbows apart to drop the back down to the floor. Rolling up, crossing the legs into Padmasana, lotus pose, all half lotus. Taking the arms behind the back, clasping opposite elbows, inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Now if you can't take lotus feet, then simply cross the legs. The idea is that the hands reach to the feet. I used to be able to do that, but it's no longer possible for me. So if you can imagine the feet here and touching onto the toes. But my knees say no to that now, so it's no longer possible. But reaching as if towards the toes with the hands. 5 more breaths. Inhale to come up when you're ready. Taking the hands onto the knees. Pointer fingers and thumbs together. Closing the eyes. Steady the breath. In for 4. Out for 4. Draw navel to spine, lift into your pelvic floor. Crown of the head reaching up to the sky. Slowly opening up the eyes, release the feet. And rolling down onto the back. If you wish to pop a jumper on or some socks, or pop a blanket over you for your Shavasana. Taking the arms wide. You can roll the head from side to side if you need to, so listen to your body. Hug knees to chest if that's what you need, or window wiper the legs before you settle down. Always listen to your intuition. And if straightened legs don't work, bend the legs to take the lower back into the floor. Drop the knees towards each other. So this is a really nice supportive pose for the lower back if it's feeling like it needs that connection with the earth and some support. So you choose whichever position works for you. Take any wiggles, jiggles in the body. And then come to stillness. And first noticing the body. Observe the body without judgments, without criticism. But look now from head to toe, within and without. So look at the whole body, externally, internally. Just scanning through the body from head to toe. Just noticing, just looking. Where do you feel any tension, if anywhere? Send the breath there and soften and dissolve the tension away. Checking that you are relaxing the muscles of the face. So soften across the brow, the forehead, temples, the eyes, the cheeks, the jaw. Separate the teeth. Allow the tongue to rest heavy in the roof of the mouth. Soften into the scalp, the neck, the throat, the hair. Softening down through the shoulders, allow the shoulders to sink deeper into the floor. The backs of the arms, the elbows, the forearms, the wrists, palms of the hands and the fingers. Noticing any sensations in the hand. Connecting with your energy. We are all energy. It's always there. Just taking a moment to be aware. Just noticing. Softening into the chest, the upper back. So allowing the upper back to sink into the floor. Softening into the abdomen and the lower back. Circling your attention around the hips, the pelvis, the glutes, the groin. Softening into the thighs and hamstrings. Into the knees, front and back, inner and outer. The shins, the calves, the ankles, the heels, the soles of the feet, the tops of the feet, and the toes. Allowing the whole body to rest here for a few moments. May I be well. May I be loved. May I be safe. May I be at peace. May I be well. May I be loved. May I be safe. May I be at peace. May I be well. May I be loved. May I be safe. May I be at peace. Noticing the breath once more. A steady flow of the breath, like the waves lapping at the shore. Gently in and gently out. Nothing to change, nothing to do. Just notice. That breath is our guide into the generous gift of the present moment. Giving thanks and gratitude to yourself for this precious gift of time. Slowly wiggling your fingers and toes, and then stretching the arms together overhead. Lengthen the legs if that feels good. Give yourself a beautiful stretch along the floor. Take a nice deep breath in, fill the lungs, and then sigh and release anything that doesn't serve you out. Slowly rolling over onto your right side when you're ready. Take a pause there if you need. And then coming up to Sukhasana, cross-legged seated position. With a long, straight spine, with a gentle engagement of your lower bandhas. Keeping the eyes closed for now, just to keep the focus and attention inwards just for another moment or two. Give your hands a generous, vigorous rub together. And then separate the hands ever so slightly. Spend a moment here simply noticing the energy between the palms of your hands. Picture a ball of white, shining light between your hands. Give it a little spin. This is your prana, your life force. This is all of our energy together. It's always there. We just need to connect to it. Now let's raise up our energetic vibrational resonance, bringing our hands together to our hearts, and taking a single Om. So sharing our vibrations together. Bowing your head down to your heart, bringing your heart and brain into full coherence, so working these two energy centers together. The light in me honors the loving light in you. Thank you, friends, for practicing with me. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day. See you here again soon. And thankfully, my builders next door have not made a single sound. So here's that thanks and gratitude to them. Bye for now. Take care. Have a lovely day.